Ladies and gentlemen, gather ye around as we embark upon a Byzantine odyssey, a labyrinthine discourse enveloped in the cloak of incredulity and skepticism.
Melina reaches out, we have a call, and she basically tells me that I owe her for money for her apartment, and that if I want to do what's moral, because I made her leave the United States and pay to fly all of her shit, that I should pay her like $100,000. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. And the way that this conversation starts is, this is the funniest thing. Initially, she'd sent this message through a mutual, and then I responded back, and I was like, oh no, maybe Tim can get a job, and you guys can, work for this money, good luck. I was very passive aggressive. I admit that. I sent a really nasty message when she asked me for that. Just to be clear, it was like, hey, remember you told me you don't care about the money, you don't care about my help, you don't care about me doing taxes, you don't care about any of that shit. All you want is somebody to cuddle with you for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, there you go. Now you got it. Good luck. Figure it out. I'm sure you guys will. Power of love will, help you with your paperwork. 100%. Okay, because that's the only thing that matters. Remember, it's the only thing that matters in life. I was super passive aggressive in that message, but then when the call starts, Melina's like, this call starts. She's like, I just want to know where you're at, and I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, I want to know where you're at because of that message you sent 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, well, I'm at the message that I sent 1 hour ago. And yeah, we argue for a bit about this. And then it's just like a 40-minute call and now that I've grown into Neo when it comes to our relationship, now I can see every single lie and every single pivot and every single attempt, every single thing. I'm like, well, do you have a log for that? Or can you prove that? Or can you show that this happened? Because I have a whole bunch of stuff that says the exact opposite. And it was just lie after lie for things that I've let her lie about in our entire relationship that drive me insane. And it felt good. It felt good to pick the bullets out of the air. Again, I'm not going to dive into everything, but also.
Destiny, in the throes of a tumultuous tete-a-tete with his erstwhile consort, Melina, unravels a tapestry of financial claims that would make Croesus himself blush with modesty. In the pantheon of interpersonal pecuniary skirmishes, Destiny finds himself beset by a tempest of demands, a cacophony of financial supplications echoing through the hallowed halls of his erstwhile matrimonial union. Melina, the litigant in this courtroom of emotional and fiscal acrimony, proclaims that Destiny, like Midas in reverse, owes her a sum that would rival the tributes to Solomon in the days of yore, a princely sum, nay, a kingly ransom exceeding the centennial grandeur of $100,000. The rhetorical spar, akin to the Trojan War of verbal jousting, unfolds in a cascade of heated exchanges and caustic repartees. Destiny, the seasoned Odysseus, navigates the stormy seas of espousal discourse with a shrewdness that would make Machiavelli seek tutelage at his feet. The messages, like arrows from the quiver of the god Apollo, fly fast and furious, their trajectories unpredictable as the fates themselves. But the labyrinth deepens. In the maze of allegations and counter-allegations, Melina, a sphinx in her own right, queries Destiny about a missive dispatched weeks prior. Destiny, exhibiting a masterstroke of semantic sorcery, responds not with a defense or capitulation but with the audacious proclamation that he stands resolutely by a message delivered a mere hour hence, a temporal contortion worthy of Merlin himself. The very fabric of their financial entanglement spans the vast expanses between the land of the free and the Scandinavian heaven of order, the United States and Sweden. The challenge of resolving this transatlantic taxation conundrum is akin to navigating the labyrinth of Daedalus, fraught with complexities that rival the mythical Minotaur. Taxation, a hydra with multiple heads, raises its serpentine appendages across borders, each jurisdiction a Cerberus guarding the gates of fiscal responsibility. Destiny, ensnared in this fiscal origin stable, faces the Sisyphean task of reconciling conflicting tax codes and treaties. The United States and Sweden, though partners in the global arena, possess tax systems as divergent as the sagas of old. The Internal Revenue Service, IRS, an American colossus, demands its pound of fiscal flesh, while the Swedish tax agency, meticulous in its Nordic precision, seeks its own tribute. The alchemy of harmonizing these disparate tax codes resembles the Herculean labor of melding fire and ice. Cross-border taxation, a chimera of bureaucratic intricacies, ensnares unsuspecting protagonists in a web of forms, regulations, and treaties. The labyrinthine nature of international tax law rivals the cryptic oracles of Delphi, leaving even the most astute navigators confounded. Destiny and Melina, like Icarus and Daedalus, hover between the heavens of their past union and the fiscal abyss below, wary of the fiscal feathers that may melt in the crucible of cross-border scrutiny. The challenge is not merely financial but linguistic and cultural. The nuances of tax terminology, akin to the Tower of Babel, threaten to confound communication between the two jurisdictions. Destiny, speaking the financial vernacular of the United States, finds himself amidst the tax ruins of Sweden, where a misplaced umlaut or a misunderstood scat advocate may become the harbingers of financial discord. Moreover, the labyrinth deepens as they grapple with the intricacies of tax treaties between the two nations. These treaties, like the Rosetta Stone, hold the key to unlocking the linguistic and fiscal hieroglyphs that span the Atlantic. Destiny, a modern-day Rosetta seeker, must decode these treaties to unravel the fiscal mysteries hidden within. As the symphony of their verbal discord crescendos, Destiny, the sagacious strategist, challenges Melina to furnish evidence for her claims. It is a gambit reminiscent of Caesar's challenge to the Rubicon, a gauntlet thrown down with the assurance that hidden scrolls of truth are his shield and buckler. His claim of possessing evidentiary counterweights resembles Archimedes exclaiming Eureka as he stumbled upon the leverage to move the world. In this grandiloquent opera of matrimonial reproach, Destiny hints at a litany of lies, inklings of deception that had hitherto languished in the shadows of their erstwhile unity. A subtle reference to a Grammy, a golden chariot of artistic acclaim, becomes the Damoclean sword, dangling above the tempestuous sea of their conversational battleground. Destiny, the victor in the skirmish, basks in the satisfaction of countering her claims with a symphony of evidence and a virtuoso display of rhetorical prowess. Yet, as the curtain falls on this drama, Destiny, like a statesman with a secret treaty, chooses not to unveil the minutiae of their verbal joust. The Sphinx's riddles remain unanswered, and the intricacies of their exchange become the arcane hieroglyphs of an unsolved Rosetta Stone. Destiny, the wily Odysseus, retreats from the battlefield, leaving the audience in suspense, pondering the enigma that is the unraveling of matrimonial discourse, a Gordian knot that, unlike Alexander, he chooses not to slice but to let dangle in the labyrinth of unspoken truths.